Well, I'm here this evening to, of course, take you through some of the legends from wrestling, WWE style, and other great organizations as well. But I was asked, I got a phone call a few weeks ago, and it was from Joe Bruin. And Joe said, Howard, I don't want to do this to you, but I want to ask if you would be kind enough to consider inducting the gentleman who will be coming up on this stage momentarily. And when he told me the name, there was about 20 seconds of silence on my end of the phone. But the only reason why, because I wanted to think about it a little bit. Because it was a combination of why me, but then more specifically, yes, me. Because he thought enough of me to ask me to induct him into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. And his name is Sylvano Sousa. When you can have individuals from the New England states step into the mainstream, to me, being a Connecticut boy, that's a major accomplishment. Anybody that can get into the mainstream from the New England states is doing something. Now I'm going to turn the clock back a little bit to 1972. How many of you people were around in 1972? Everybody raise your hand. It's amazing medical science, isn't it? Well, a young fella by the name of Dave Silva decided he was going to give it his opportunity to make it big. He had the guts, the desire, and the wherewithal to step into the ring, and he changed his name to Sylvano Sousa. He built himself, and because that was where he was from, East Providence, Rhode Island. To a point, it's a little bit saddening tonight because I'm delighted to be here, and I think we all are in this beautiful facility here in Fairhaven. But you know, for Joe's a few years that he started the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, I think we're at some sort of a Portuguese club in East Providence. So I thought, geez, can't we revert back tonight and just make this a very special night for Sylvano? But it's not to be, but it is to be. So he started in 1972, and of course, one thing about Sylvano Sousa that you can always remember is how many matches did he win in his career? Nobody's saying anything. You're close, okay? But the thing about Sylvano Sousa is he did win his matches. He lost a number of matches. That's just the way the ball bounced back then. However, one thing was absolutely for certain. When Sylvano Sousa stepped into that ring, whoever his opponent would be, whether he was going up the ladder or down the ladder, you knew and he knew that after the result was in, he was in a battle with Sylvano Sousa. Sylvano Sousa always made his opponents look like $1 million while he tried to make himself look like $2 million. That is a compliment. But by the same token, he was unselfish, he was stylistic, he did everything he possibly could to make an impact for himself, for his Portuguese heritage, and for his fans. Whether you liked him or not, he was there for you. He continued on in the WWF. Every 3 weeks, you would probably see him on Championship Wrestling, or back in the day, All-Star Wrestling. He was in singles competition. He was in tag team competition. You knew Sousa was in town when he would go in there. And again, one of the credibilities of Sylvano Sousa was he left it all in the ring, which was very noble indeed. He kind of departed the scene in the early 1980s, and he decided to give it a go in another area. So he went clear across the United States. How he got into Canada, I'll never know, but he did, and he decided he was going to give it a whirl in Vancouver. And in Vancouver, Al Tomko was the promoter. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. But Sylvano Sousa, his goal was to get out there and make a name for himself, and did he ever. I happened to see a video on YouTube earlier this week when trying to chronicle Sylvano Sousa's career, in my mind, where Al Tomko was wrestling an individual whose name eludes me, and here comes this young, baby-faced whippersnapper, Sylvano Sousa. He makes the save, he comes into the ring, and he is just fire and brimstone, as one of my dear friends would say, and he just made an impact. And that was the thing that Sylvano Sousa always attained in his career. Make an impact, make it count. Then when WWF went national in 1983, late 1983, and 1984, Sousa was around as well. He was part of our beginning stages of our national expansion, and wherever he went again, Sylvano Sousa was always a tremendous talent to have on the card. Again, no matter whether an individual was going up or going down, when he was booked against Sylvano Sousa, that talent knew he was in a match. And I can tell you right now that all of you who live in this area, you're not that far from East Providence, I think you should be proud of the fact that one of your own is going to be inducted at this very moment into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed honor and privilege to induct, present, and welcome into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, class of 19, oh my God, how about 2013? Wow, nonetheless, numbers don't lie, Sylvano Sousa.
Thank you very much. You know, it's been a long road to this point, and I look back on it. Many young guys from this area that I helped train, develop, get them going in their careers. And I was here earlier today and got a chance to see a lot of my old peers. And you know, you sit back there and you say all the same things, like, where did the years go? And we did this and we did that. And it's just amazing, you know, how the business has changed, as you guys know as fans. The up-and-coming talent, they're younger, they're faster, and it's just amazing where the business is headed. And as I was speaking to guys like Paul Vachon today and some of my old friends, we were going over different things that we had been through, where we had gone, and it makes me very proud to stand up here, to be inducted. And I think the main reason is for the years of pioneering this area, opening it up for the young talent to come in, to have a chance that they normally wouldn't have a chance. A lot of the top names don't have the time to train these young guys. And I was lucky enough to be in the area and be available, and I'm glad that I did. Some of them went on to be great stars, and I'm proud of them. Howie, you've been a friend forever, and I appreciate you coming down to do this. And I thank you. I thank you all very much.